Hello friends, welcome to the Plant Science Forum. In this video, we are going to discuss about the plant movements and in particular a tropic plant movement. Now all these plant movements they are not strictly marked. We cannot visually observe the various kinds of plant movements. Unlike lower cryptogams, higher plants are fixed to its ground or you can say substratum and only their various organs, root, stem and leaves, flower, these organs they exhibit movements in case of higher plants. These movements they are brought about by the various stimulus. This stimulus may be either external or maybe internal. So such movements are categorized into two types, spontaneous or autonomic and another type is the induced or you can say paratonic. The paratonic movements are tactic movements, tropic movements and nastic movements. These three movements are generally part of syllabus. Now let's see the categorization of various kinds of movements. So these movements they are of actually two types. One is the movement of locomotion, another is the movement of curvature. The movement of locomotion is again divided into two types, spontaneous or induced, or you can say autonomic or paratonic. Now this induced or paratonic, it includes the type tactic, and in the tactic there is a chemotactic, thermotactic and phototactic type of movement. While in case of movement of curvature, again there are two definite categories. One is the spontaneous or induced, or you can say autonomic or paratonic type of movements. In the spontaneous, there is again two types. One is the variation movements, another is the growth movements. And in the growth movements, it includes nastic. The nastic is of epinastic or hyponastic type. While in the movement of curvature, the different category that is induced or paratonic movements, it again also includes same type, that is variation movement or growth movement. Variation movement includes an again nastic type, it may be a seismonastic, and in case of growth movements the tropic movements are included, which is phototropic and geotropic. So according to this type of categorization, in our syllabus we are going to study the nastic type of movement, which includes epinastic, hyponastic and seismonastic, and the tropic type of movements, which is a phototropic and geotropic movements. So now let's understand the basic differences in these three categories: tactic movements, tropic movements and the nastic movements. As we have seen in the categorization, tactic movement is a type of locomotion movement, whereas the tropic and nastic movement is a type of curvature movement. In the tactic movement, entire plant body moves, so it generally means this is shown by the cryptogams. Whereas in case of tropic and nastic movements, only any simple or single part of plant body will move. So tactic movements they are generally outcome of unidirectional stimulus from the outside. Also the same is the case with tropic movements, where the stimulus is unidirectional and it comes from the outside, while in case of nastic movements the stimulus is non-directional and again it comes from the outside. In case of tactic movements, the direction of the movement it may be toward the stimulus or away from the stimulus. In case of tropic movement, also this direction of movement depends upon the direction of stimulus. But while in case of nastic movement, the direction of the movement is independent of the position of stimulus. Now let's talk about the cell division, on the differences on the basis of cell division. In case of tactic movements, cell division doesn't occur while the plant exhibit a movement. While in case of tropic movement, the movement is induced by the division of various kinds of cell present in that particular organ. Again, in nastic movements, cell division does not occur. In case of tactic movements, the stimulus may be light, heat or chemical. In case of tropic movement, the stimulus is light and gravity. In case of nastic movement, the stimulus is touch or a turgor pressure. Now let's see in particular a tropic movement. Now these movements are induced by external stimulus, that is stimulus originating from outside the plant body. These stimulus are unidirectional and they are effective in causing the growth, So this phenomenon is known as tropism. So there are different kinds of tropism. One is the phototropism, geotropism, chemotropism, hydrotropism, or thigmotropism. When we say phototropism, that means the stimulus is light. In case of geotropism, stimulus is gravity. In case of chemotropism, stimulus is chemical. Hydrotropism or hydrotropic movement, the stimulus is water. And in case of thigmotropic, it means the stimulus is touch. Now let's see the phototropism or phototropic movement. Here the stimulus is external unilateral light. Now when plant is exposed to sunlight, so it is generally observed in the young stem, because the young stem shows the curvature with respect to the direction of light as a stimulus. So here when the young stem is exposed to the stem, the hormone auxin is present at the tip of stem. As you can see in this image, the hormone auxin is present at the tip, but with the movement of sun, that from its position, the the distribution of auxin also changes. Now when sun move towards one side, the auxin molecule, they also move to other side. So here sun is exposed to this part and the auxin has moved to shaded area. Now when sun is again moving too far away from its original position, the auxin molecule present on the shaded region, they are causing the cell to divide, and it shows this elongation in the shaded area. So that's how, because of presence of unidirectional light stimulus, there is a distribution of hormone towards the opposite side, and that opposite side brings about this cell division and ultimately elongation in the plant organ. Now this stimulus, light stimulus, is perceived by shoot apices. In case of coleoptile, the region may be, a region is below apex up to 100 micrometer is sensitive, and in case of stem, the region below apex up to 0.1 to 0.2 inches is sensitive towards the light. Now when it comes to the quality of stimulus, that means quality of light, the unidirectional blue light is most effective. However, the UV light is effective, but as compared to blue light, it is lesser. It is believed that the beta carotene and riboflavin, it acts as a photoreceptor. The scientist Curry in 1969 stated that protoplastid having carotenoids and protochlorophyll are the site of light reception, that is stimulus reception. Now let's talk about the geotropic movements or geotropism. Now this movement, as the name suggests, it occurs in response of gravity stimulus. Now in this, a primary root, it grows downward into the soil, which shows a positive geotropism, while the primary shoot grows above the soil. This shows negative geotropism. And in another case, the secondary root arising from the primary root, they grows right angle to the gravity effect. So this is known as digeotropic. Now see here, this is the primary root, and secondary root, they are growing in in perpendicular position. So this is why this is known as digeotropic. Here the roots are positive geotropic and shoot is negative geotropic. Now to understand the geotropism, one experiment was performed. That experiment is known as clinostat experiment. Clinostat means it is the arrangement where a plant is kept in a rotation stage. Here you can see a plant is fixed to one of the rotor and it is continuously in the motion. Now when this plant is kept in motion, it was found that the effect of gravity is distributed uniformly throughout the plant body. So plant doesn't show any kind of significant movement, but when the plant is placed at a constant position without any kind of rotation, at that time roots exhibit a positive geotropism and shoot exhibit a negative geotropism, because the stimulus, that is gravity, Now it is confined to only one side of the plant body. Now here also the hormone auxin plays a role. Now when in case of root, the gravity stimulus is perceived only by the root cap which covers the root tip. Now the effect of unilateral stimulus of gravity caused unequal distribution of growth hormone in the root tip. So more auxin is concentrated on the lower side than the upper side. As you can see, you can imagine that this is the horizontal plant, and because of gravity effect the hormone auxin is unequally distributed toward the below side, and in turn the more growth is observed in the upper side, and that's why there is a cell division and elongation. Here you can understand this phenomenon in contrast to the effect of light, because in case of light the movement, or you can say cell elongation or cell division, is happening in the area where auxin concentration is more, but here in this case the auxin concentration is confined to below side, and still that area is showing the cell division is absent, and cell division is while present in the upper area. Again I am going to repeat here. In case of geotropism, auxin get accumulate in the below side, and the upper side shows cell division and cell elongation, which is in contrast to light effect. Now again another hormone, that is abscisic acid, also plays an important role in this phenomenon. Here it is believed that ABA, that is abscisic acid, is synthesized in the root cap and normally translocated in a basipetal direction. That means from the apical position to the basal position. When the plant is kept in a horizontal position, the ABA synthesized in the plant body, it gets pulled to the lower side due to the effect of gravity. Now this ABA inhibits the growth on lower side, and why there is no ABA on the upper side, so the growth will occur at only upper side, because as we have seen in the previous image, the auxin was accumulated in the lower side and the upper region has shown the cell elongation. Now this may be, or this could be understood by the effect of abscisic acid, because abscisic acid is also accumulating on the lower side, because of which there is a inhibition of growth, and ultimately the upper portion will exhibit a growth. So this differential growth result in the geotropic movement. So this is all about the tropic movements, and in particular we have discussed phototropism and geotropism. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you.